Hi, I'm Lee Brecheen with Louisiana Football TV magazine. We have a great show tonight. We've got Troy LeBoeuf with ESPN out of Donaldsonville, Louisiana. We're going to talk about all the high schools in the state. Now, I got a little pressure on me because we've got some recruits watching this show. We're going to talk about their team, which is Amite High School. We'll introduce two of the big-time recruits who everyone will know about later in the show, but we're going to have film on them. We got our recruits of the week, too, from East St. John, Hoaxie Brown and Terrius Monroe. We've got also Russell Phelps from Jennings High School. We'll see you in just a minute. You ready?
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows.
Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Relief Windows.
Honey, what's wrong with the disposer?
What disposer?
Clogged drain? Call Roto-Rooter, America's neighborhood drain expert.
Louisiana Office Solutions Company is the complete answer for all your office products and janitorial supply needs. From supplies for school or your home office, to styrofoam cups for your restaurant, to pallets of paper and cleaning supplies for your business. Choose from a large selection of furniture from chairs to desks for office or home, traditional and contemporary styles, or work with our design team to create a complete furniture layout for your building. So call or come by Louisiana Office Solutions Company on Florida at Lobdell, where everyone is welcome.
Delta World Tire is 100% committed to making every part of your experience with us hassle-free and pleasant. Whether it's tires, brakes, oil change, or scheduled maintenance, Delta World Tire's highest priority is serving you. If you're traveling this season, Delta World Tire is here to help you make sure your vehicle is road ready. If the tire needs replacing, the oil needs changing, or any other scheduled maintenance, Delta World Tire wants to make sure you get there.
We're Delta World Tire.
Welcome back, Lee Brecheen, Louisiana Football TV magazine. We've got a lot of good stuff tonight. I want to go ahead and introduce Troy LeBoeuf, who's been on our show a few times, from Donaldsonville, Louisiana, loves his Ascension Catholic Bulldogs. Hey, man, I went to Central High School. I'm going to pull from my school if they're going to be in the playoffs. And your team's got a chance to go back again. Last year they were runner-ups, had some injuries, some bad luck. Got a chance to go back.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when you return 16 seniors on a Class 1A football team,
yeah,
obviously that's the bulk of your team. It's a team that's comprised of juniors and seniors that start on that team. And you got some talented guys. You mentioned the misfortune that happened last year with the running backs, the Barber brothers. Jamar and Dorian. And then Jai Williams gets hurt in the beginning of the second quarter.
And the quarterback's hurt.
Quarterback had to take a cast off at halftime. So it was just a disaster, if you will. But give credit to Lafayette Christian. They won the game.
My boy Trev Falk's done a great job, former LSU linebacker. Had a 4.0 GPA, graduated in 3 years, played for the Rams. One of the smartest young coaches in the state. And I'm going to check them out later in the year. Also on your team, Ascension Catholic, Dylan Davis is a sleeper player as a lineman. He's 6'3", 275, good feet.
6'3", good feet. Plays on both sides of the ball for Ascension Catholic, like a lot of the guys do. Dylan's got a lot of the state offers, obviously. Still continues to work in the classroom, on and off the field, so he continues to work on that. Tulane, probably one of his biggest UAL offers to date. So
be a steal for Tulane.
Yeah.
That would be a steal. He'd play as a freshman for them.
He would certainly do that.
And go back to his natural defensive end position, I think.
Yeah, he is. He does play some D tackle for us at Ascension Catholic. For them, I should say. I don't coach the team, but he's got a relative, if you will, from Donaldsonville, Devon Wright, playing for Tulane, who I thought was a steal.
Big Donaldsonville D tackle, 6'1", 290.
Playing some.
That's right, as a freshman.
Ascension also has Nick Hilliard. Nick's
right,
a junior.
Right.
He's a 3-star, 6'3", about 290. Biggest offer to date, Power 5 offer is Colorado. So got an offer from West Point too.
Hey, nothing wrong with Army, you know. And they've got good football. I mean, they got the last game of the season on TV every year.
Yeah, they do.
Army-Navy game.
Absolutely.
When all football's over, it's Army-Navy. There's nothing left.
Yep.
It's usually snowing a little bit, though. But.
Always a great game. But real quick, last thing on Ascension, they played Southern Lab, obviously, and it was 22-19 game. John Williams had 380 in the game.
380 yards rushing, so people know that.
380 yards rushing.
Jermaine the Juice Williams was his dad. He held the record for 1A rushing yards for the longest. His daddy was 5'11", 230, was a bruiser. Remind me of Jerome Bettis.
He was, but he was fast. He was a 100, 200 meter champion. I graduated around the same time.
230.
At 230. And can run. And got LSU and bulked up a little bit, and I don't know.
So we're giving some love to Ascension Catholic. Before we're done, you're a bit of a historian with your school. Bucky Mistretta had some good teams.
Absolutely.
Is this the best team ever?
It's hard to say, you know, because what's ironic, some of the kids that are on this Ascension Catholic team, their dad played on the 92 team with Melvin Williams and Tony Landry.
Isn't that ironic, huh?
Yeah, Brock Acosta, his dad played, Brandon. So it's hard to say. I think that 92 team probably had a little bit more depth. It was 20 seniors in that group. They won the state championship that year, beat West St. John.
Was Coach Travis Bourgeois on that team? The Episcopal head coach.
Travis and I graduated together. We had graduated 3 years prior. So the farthest we went were semifinals, lost to Washita Christian.
We have a lot of fans in Donaldsonville, so hey, I promised you we'd talk about Ascension Catholic. We delivered tonight.
That's it for them. I'm not saying anything.
Let's start with Class 5A. Some teams I like. I don't really get into the rankings. I know you have to have rankings, but I look at who has the best teams, and I like to see them in person. You watch some games. I go statewide. John Curtis is ranked #1 in 5A. There's a lot of good 5A teams that could be #1. They got a great team, great staff, great coach team. West Monroe's #2. I think that, you know, they're always going to be in the top 2. I mean, they dress 120 kids. They have 35 kids a class. They average 280 on the OD line. I mean, they're going to always be in it.
Yeah, I mean, 2017 runner-up last year, obviously Zachary. Undefeated right now. The only close game was to a team out of state, McGill-Tulane out of Alabama.
Mobile.
Yeah, Mobile, Alabama.
But so you know what?
That's been the only close game for
West Monroe, they don't have the teams they had back in the day when they had Andrew Whitworth, Brady James, Jason Ledoux, Brian West. They had 7 NFL players in their starting 22 for a 4-year stretch. Tremician Davis, who was an All-American at Louisiana Tech, a wideout. Their quarterback signed D1. It's just not the talent. They have good teams. But I noticed in the especially with Landry Walker, with Keontae Thompson, who's at Mississippi State, shredded them for about 400 yards in the state title game. Their offense does not dictate the present. It's the power eye is not something you can. I don't think that you can stop a 4 wide like a Landry Walker if somebody gets hot.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I think West Monroe, you look at them on the defensive side of the ball, very, very good. Stingy. The defensive tackle, Dalvin Hutchinson's very, very good.
I'm going to make a prediction to you, Troy.
Yeah.
They won't win state this year. They're going to win state next year.
They're young. They are young. They got a lot of guys coming back. They got a lot of underclassmen starting on that team. But it's going to make for a very interesting playoffs with West Monroe because, like I said, the closest game to date, and they still got to play Washita coming up. They beat Neville 29-14. Neville's got a good football team in Class 4A.
You can't be one-dimensional in the playoffs when you get to the semis.
You have to be able to throw the football.
My sleeper team in 5A is East Ascension. Greatest team ever. They had Glenn Dorsey and Sean Nelson that played in the NFL with the Bills. The greatest team I've ever seen in my 32 years of watching high school football. Of East Ascension, not the greatest team, but for East Ascension High School. Yeah,
East Ascension's loaded this year. Coach Darnell Lee does a great job. I cover those guys quite a bit. Jason Wakefield, their quarterback, is a good quarterback. He's got a chance to play on Saturdays. They have a really good defense.
Young, too.
Yeah, Deshaun Hall is a Louisiana Tech commitment. Javon Carter's a linebacker that's really good for him. He's going to be a sleeper. Somebody's going to get
receivers.
They do. Markel Stewart, who's been a little banged up for him. Shavion Robinson. And remember this one, Lee, Stephen McBride. He is a junior. Nobody knew about him, but they know about him now.
Well, 2 of their senior wideouts that are 1AA prospects don't even start. Kind of like Amite we're going to have later in the show. They got a lot of great backup seniors that could start for most teams. We're going to talk about Zachary. Catholic, Destrehan, Acadiana, some of the other 5As, 4As. We're going to work our way all the way down to 1A. We'll be back.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. For decades, it's tormented the people of this town. They try to fill it, but it always returns. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you, too.
You ain't nothing!
Are you trash talking a pothole?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call or visit State Farm agent Bill Barkas in Baton Rouge today.
Delta World Tire is 100% committed to making every part of your experience with us hassle-free and pleasant. Whether it's tires, brakes, oil change, or scheduled maintenance, Delta World Tire's highest priority is serving you. If you're traveling this season, Delta World Tire is here to help you make sure your vehicle is road ready. If the tire needs replacing, the oil needs changing, or any other scheduled maintenance, Delta World Tire wants to make sure you get there.
We're Delta World Tire.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shed?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call or visit State Farm agent David Bryan in Walker today.
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows.
Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Welcome back. Louisiana Football Magazine TV is our show, but here's our magazines for this year. I think Troy's got some. I actually met Troy in Donaldsonville to hand him his personally.
Absolutely, I appreciate that.
First class service there. And actually, we've got 2 kids coming on the show later from Amite High School. Ishmael Sopsher, Devonta Lee, big time players from Amite. They're in the magazine. Sopsher's on the cover. On the left's the South, on the right's the North. And we started the North magazine 3 years ago. We can get more of those kids on the cover for North Louisiana. And pretty proud to have. There's our site, LA Football Magazine. If you can't find one in the store, go to the site and get one. Some towns, we don't have stores that sell them. But we try, you know, family owned, but try and check the magazine out. Troy LeBoeuf is our guest. Host a tailgate show on Wednesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. on ESPN 104.5 or 104.9. How long have you been doing the show now, Troy?
It's been a while. I fill in on the other shows as well. Do some work with the prep show on Friday nights, and do some writing for the Advocate on Wednesday, right for Zachary's area for the football team and Ascension Parish as well. So stay pretty busy.
Well, later in the show, again, we're going to have Ishmael Sopsher and Devonta Lee, 2 of the best players in the state. Cam Henderson, I call him Cam Henderson, Amite, one of the best athletes in the state, one of their teammates. He's an underrated senior. I think he's a D1 guy. Amite Gilmore's committed to Kentucky, their quarterback. I watched him at Amite High when he was a freshman. And several other players we'll talk about from Amite. Do you know much about Amite this year?
Yeah, well, try to follow as many schools as we can, and obviously with Ish and Devonta on that team, everybody kind of knows about him. But I was asking about the quarterback earlier. I thought he was a junior, but he is a senior.
He's a senior, yeah.
And that's a steal for Kentucky, I think.
Yeah.
Kentucky's got a guy on staff that's got Louisiana ties. So he's down here grabbing some guys, and that's smart of him. When you can get some guys, I don't want to say that LSU doesn't want, but LSU's recruiting, they might not be able to get them all. LSU, you only have 25. You can't take them all. Well, there's enough athletes in the state.
I'm going to tell you, if you can get a kid on campus at Kentucky, you'll fall in love. I've been to Kentucky University. I've been in the football office. That's a nice campus. They got the prettiest campus probably in the SEC.
Hey, to be They're playing good football.
And they're
this year.
winning, right?
They beat Florida for the first time in 30-plus years, I think.
mean, and if they beat Georgia, look out.
Kentucky, LSU in the SEC
Might be
final.
in Atlanta, right?
Alabama have something to say about that.
Well, they've got a long season to go, right?
We do.
I mean, Georgia still has to play a couple of good teams. There's that Florida Gator team they got to play. And why is it always in Florida? It's in Jacksonville. It's never in Georgia.
The biggest cocktail party. I don't think they call it that anymore because it's not politically correct.
But there's no home field advantage if it's always in Florida and they're playing Florida.
I guess it gives a chance for the fans to all come and kind of a neutral site.
Yeah.
Georgia brought a bunch of folks to LSU this past week.
And one thing about the Jacksonville game when Florida and Georgia play, one side is Georgia and one side's Florida. They half the stadium up. I like that. And that's like the Cotton Bowl. They do that with Texas and Oklahoma.
High school-wise, you used to do that with St. James and Lutcher. Once you went in, you could only pick a side. There was no room to both sides.
They still do it?
I think they still do it.
I would
You're
say
not allowed to go on the other side.
Yeah, Jarvis Landry, one of
that
the
might
greatest.
happen with Amite and St. Helena this upcoming week.
The greatest high school receiver I'd ever seen play was Jarvis Landry at Lutcher High School. But let's get back to 5A real quick. Destrehan, John Emery, good running back. They got another running back that's a D1 kid that's a junior.
Kyle Edwards.
Kyle Edwards is good. Their quarterback, Blood, is a senior. Harold, he's a good player. They got their defense, not a dominant defense, but a very good offense.
Very good offense. They can put some points up. And obviously John Emery and Kyle Edwards being the focal point of the offense. I would agree with the defense. I'm sure Coach Robichaux, who's a great guy, he wants them to get better defensively. They have to be able to compete in that classification.
Zachary's had a lot of injuries this year to their linebacking core. With Keelan Brown, who's a junior quarterback, they got a chance to win it again, but they got to get healthy. Acadiana's a young team. Coach McCullough's doing a great job, Matt McCullough, Acadiana's just sleeping on everybody. Everybody's sleeping on Acadiana. And then John Arrett has got the best defense I've seen, front seven. No offense to Amite with the individual players. But I'm talking about the whole front seven. All are going to go maybe SEC.
You got Starks.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
All seven?
I mean,
not just D1 now. Power 5, all seven. Front seven.
That's pretty impressive. You got the Starks kid, obviously. That linebacker is really, really good.
And they don't have a big run game, and they're winning. They're winning with a good quarterback, Travis Mumphrey.
Yeah.
But their defense is so good that the only way you score on them is if you hand them the ball during a play. I mean, you're not going to score. And let's Terrebonne, great. The best team I've ever seen from Terrebonne in Houma.
7-0 right now.
They got 3 big-time running backs. And people don't sleep on Terrebonne now because they go off the past and them not winning a lot of games. They've done a good job getting in the playoffs every year. Their coach does a great job, but they've got a good team. Evangel Christian is sleeping at number 10.
They are. A lot of folks are not talking about them right now, Lee, but they're coming. Quarterback, it's always been a school with a lot of really good quarterbacks. They got another good one this year. But defensively, Byron Dawson does a great job there.
Yeah, they'll have 12 kids sign in their senior class. Not a bad team, ranked 10th. Byrd High School in Shreveport, somebody to look for. Best team in 3 years, Alexandria. They got Jacoby and Guillory, a junior D-tackle. Houghton, where Dak Prescott played, Mississippi State quarterback. Great. Got a good sleeper team there. Rummel, past Jamar Chase. They still got a guy named Corey Moore at wideout.
Everybody
got a good
wants
quarterback,
it.
too.
They got the Fields kid at quarterback.
Chandler
really
Fields.
Good.
Captain Shreve is a sleeper.
Yeah, Captain Shreve and Airline. You've had a chance. You're going to have a chance to see those teams coming up, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go watch Airline and Captain Shreve this week. I'm going to get in my truck and I'm going to drive down there and watch it. And I'm going to see Evangel Christian play the night before with Birds. So it's going to be fun. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about 4A. If we get fast enough, we're going to talk about 3A too. We'll be right back.
Delta World Tire is 100% committed to making every part of your experience with us hassle-free and pleasant. Whether it's tires, brakes, oil change, or scheduled maintenance, Delta World Tire's highest priority is serving you. If you're traveling this season, Delta World Tire is here to help you make sure your vehicle is road ready. If the tire needs replacing, the oil needs changing, or any other scheduled maintenance, Delta World Tire wants to make sure you get there.
We're Delta World Tire.
Family a gator like this can be scary. And this is pretty risky too. But do you know what's really dangerous? Dealing with the insurance company after your car wreck. If you've been injured, get a fighter. That's why you need to call me. I'm not afraid to handle them, and I'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So if you've been hurt, hire a professional. Just call me. Get it done.
Get Gordon. Get it done.
Call 888-8888 or go to getgordon.com.
Louisiana Office Solutions Company is the complete answer for all your office products and janitorial supply needs. From supplies for school or your home office, to styrofoam cups for your restaurant, to pallets of paper and cleaning supplies for your business. Choose from a large selection of furniture from chairs to desks for office or home, traditional and contemporary styles, or work with our design team to create a complete furniture layout for your building. So call or come by Louisiana Office Solutions Company on Florida at Lobdell, where everyone is welcome.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. For decades, it's tormented the people of this town. They try to fill it, but it always returns. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you, too.
You ain't nothing!
Are you trash talking a pothole?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call or visit State Farm agent Jim Crane in Baton Rouge today.
Welcome back, Lee Brecheen, Louisiana Football TV magazine. I want to mention, too, we have a new sponsor. And look, without sponsors, we're not on TV. They help us promote these kids. It's about the kids. Every week we bring recruits on. We talk about the schools. But Drew Dillio, who played for Michigan. Parkview Baptist, was a great punt returner and a receiver for Michigan. He's a State Farm agent now in Baton Rouge. So, hey, do business with a former football player, one of your local guys that made it big. And he's on O'Neill Lane, 3955. Call him at 246-7948, area code 225. Drew Dillio, look, one of the greatest skill guys to ever come out of Baton Rouge.
He was fantastic. I mean, just dynamite. It was a small stick of dynamite. Every time he touched the ball, he had a chance to house it.
Reminded me of Edelman with the Patriots.
Yeah, just solid. Catch
Shifty,
the ball, run the ball.
Hands. All right, now we're going to go through 4A. We got to be like
we're going to go fast.
Hummingbirds, like quick. But Carr, can anybody beat Edna Carr?
I don't know. You know, they got so many D1 Power 5 offers on that team. Devin Bush, their running back combination, Antoine and Jackson, well coached. They got to play Warren Easton in that classification, which, you know, had their number last couple of years.
You want to know a great stat by Edna Carr? The last 15 years, every quarterback on that team has signed D1.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Is that amazing?
They have one of the best come out as far as when they come out of the end zone that I've ever seen.
And they got the best athletes. I mean, they got backup DBs that could go 1AA or D1. And they could put 25 DBs on the field at one time. It's hard to beat speed.
It is. In that classification, Neville, good football team. They lost to West Monroe 29-14. They just continue to put out the quarterbacks as well. Bobby Brister's kids on that team. Watch out for Neville. They're always good on defense.
I'm going to give you the sleeper team in 4A on the public side. Northwood, I saw him play in Shreveport. They got the best junior quarterback in the state. He reminds me of Shea Patterson. And they've got the best receiver nobody knows about, Trayon Jones. He's only 5'8", 170. But when he cuts, I mean, people come out of their shoes trying to tackle this kid. He's phenomenal. Northwood is a good team that's never really made it in the semis, but they're going to be a team that's going to challenge to go to the Dome. You know, last year you had Richwood that never made it.
Right.
You had a bunch of teams. Welsh never made it. Every year there's that 2 or 3 teams that no one knows about. You know, like Amite later. Amite's got a lot of tradition going to the Dome. Kentwood in that area, you know, but some of those teams have never made it, like Ponchatoula and some of the other teams. But, you know, there's so much. In St. Martinville, 7-0.
They are. They're having an outstanding season. Took care of Livonia, who was undefeated a couple of weeks ago. When you talk about 4A, you talk about the combination of classes for Division III and most of the Division III teams. And obviously, you got teams like U High that's in that division. Sorry about that.
Live TV's great.
Thought I turned it off.
No, we're good. And one other team, Warren Easton. You can't sleep on Warren Easton. I mean, they're a good program. They've got a lot of speed, too. Kimbrough at DB. who's going to Florida. They got a great quarterback, Lance LaGrange. They got some size. They're a team that's going to be reckoned with. St. Thomas More of Lafayette, if their defense improves.
Caleb Holstein at quarterback.
Their
really
defense
good.
improves.
They did.
They could go.
They were on the Cox Game of the Week this last week. Your view, they just blew out Turlings, which I was surprised.
All right, we got 5 minutes to go through 3A and maybe 2A and 1A. We're going to try and go through now. The best team in the state, University High.
Obviously being Division II, just loaded with prospects across the board. It's really going to be tough for somebody to beat them. We saw that they've taken the punches from Zachary, Southern Lab this year. You name it. It's going to be U-High is going to have to play a terrible game almost and turn the football over 4 or 5 times for somebody to beat them.
But you know what coaches always say, once you start thinking you're good, you lose. You got to stay humble. And they've been able to stay humble.
Yeah, I think Coach Mahaffey does a great job with his staff over there to keep those guys humble because they know that everybody circles that game when they play U-High, but nobody's come close.
It's tough to beat 4 SEC guys in that 3A division on offense and then have an all SEC D-line.
What do you think about Hollins?
I think Hollins is having a great year. I think he's better. I think he's improved. I think he's faster. He's more physical, and he's stronger. You know, to be a running back in the SEC, if that's where he wants to go, you got to be physical. When you play those big D tackles, you got to run between. You can't go outside. So I think Mike is a big-time running back now.
He's having an outstanding season. It just seems like every time they come on TV or you watch him, he's one of the best players, if not the best player on the field.
When you got to run by guys that we're going to have on the show later like Sopsher, that are 300 and run like they linebackers, you got to be good. I think Hollins is better than Brossette was coming out at U-High.
It just seems like it. I mean, he's got the full package.
Yeah. Now, in 3A, Iota, they were down for a long time.
But strong this year.
7-0.
Kaplan strong in that classification.
Union Parish,
Church Point.
out of Ruston area.
Saw Union Parish last year against Donaldsonville. They had a freshman quarterback that they returned this year. He was fantastic.
Eunice is always kind of around with Coach Troxclair.
Run that wing T.
Archbishop Hannon, man, I mean, 7-0.
They are. They can throw the football. Coach does a great job over there. They can spread it around.
And Gina's doing good without J. Ray Jenkins, who signed with LSU, and their quarterback graduated.
Gina can put a lot of points up on the board.
St. James, 5-2. My boy Robert Valdez does a great job.
Young team, watch out for those guys.
Their quarterback special.
Shamar Smith.
2A, Notre Dame, I don't think as talented in the past, but they're still well coached.
Just covering for so many years what Coach Cooks does over there. They dress out about 80 guys. Every boy in the school plays football. They're going to be in position every play.
No, they're not going to play Amite because they're on different sides of the bracket in the playoffs. But we talked about Amite. They're ranked number 2 in 2A right now. I think they're the number 1 team on the public side. Faraday I saw play. They're not as good this year. St. Helena's not as good this year.
You got Manny in there, but
Manny's going to
have something to say about that.
I think a matchup with Manny in the semis will be a great game. It'll be defensive Amite against the running game of Manny. Stop the run, it's over.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see that one in the dome. I don't want to see it in the semifinals.
Right. Newman. Great year out of Newman. Martin Butcher's a great quarterback.
What they do offensively is spread the football around and obviously being able to handle Country Day, who's good in their classification.
In Dunham, look, Derek Stingley, the best one, I don't want to say one-guy team, but what he does for their team, he's special.
He is, and with that Division III class.
They could sneak in.
They could. They really could. I mean, they're putting some points up. People saying they're one of the best teams in the area, and I truly believe that.
Rose Pine out of the Leesville area, 7-0. They haven't been 7-0 in 30 years.
Very surprising. Got a really good running game. They spread the ball out.
All right, in 1A, Kentwood, the Kangaroos, man.
They returned just about everything.
Larry Carter.
Larry Carter, really good, strong running back. Doesn't have an offer yet. I can't believe it. Trey Palmer's got the LSU offer. He's going to LSU.
Look, Kendall Wilkerson's a man-child, too, at defensive end.
Him and Bryce Cooper on defense is so good. Edward McGee is an SLU guy going to Southeastern. And where they make a difference this year is they moved Hook Finn from the slot receiver position to quarterback. He's got 1,400 yards passing.
I don't think they're as fast as they were last year. They had more athletes. They lost some of them this past year.
They're very good.
They're good, though. Lafayette Christian's still going to be in it.
They are.
Trev Falk. Haynesville. Going to be
strong, loaded.
Southern Lab. stronger.
Big up front, obviously, with Davis. Got to get a little bit better at quarterback, but Coach will have them.
Oak Grove's got a good team. Again, Logan Sports 6-0.
Oak Grove, Keenan Cardwell,
They got
Wyatt
a quarterback
Rawls.
named Landon Moon who came from Texas. West St. John's loaded with talent. Your team, Ascension Catholic's got a good phenomenal team back. Vermillion Catholic 7-0. Catholic Point could be 6-1. Coaching job of the year. Coach Semino being 6-1. We're going to take a break. We'll have more with Troy. We got Coach Russell Phelps calling in from Jennings High School. We'll be right back.
Louisiana Office Solutions Company is the complete answer for all your office products and janitorial supply needs. From supplies for school or your home office, to styrofoam cups for your restaurant, to pallets of paper and cleaning supplies for your business. Choose from a large selection of furniture from chairs to desks for office or home, traditional and contemporary styles, or work with our design team to create a complete furniture layout for your building. So call or come by Louisiana Office Solutions Company on Florida at Lobdell, where everyone is welcome.
Delta World Tire is 100% committed to making every part of your experience with us hassle-free and pleasant. Whether it's tires, brakes, oil change, or scheduled maintenance, Delta World Tire's highest priority is serving you. If you're traveling this season, Delta World Tire is here to help you make sure your vehicle is road ready. If the tire needs replacing, the oil needs changing, or any other scheduled maintenance, Delta World Tire wants to make sure you get there.
We're Delta World Tire.
Handling a gator like this can be scary, and this is pretty risky too. But do you know what's really dangerous? Dealing with the insurance company after your car wreck. If you've been injured, get a fighter. That's why you need to call me. I'm not afraid to handle them, and I'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So if you've been hurt, hire a professional. Just call me. Get it done.
Get Gordon. Get it done.
Call 888-8888 or go to getgordon.com.
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows.
Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Welcome back. Superior Grill, been a long-time sponsor of our show and our magazine. Thanks to Bob Kershoff and his family. They're family-owned. Highland Road is their new location. They've got one on Government Street, one on St. Charles Avenue in New Orleans. They've got them in Shreveport, one on Line Avenue, and also in Birmingham, Alabama. They've got them in Birmingham. Appreciate their support, Superior Grill. Look, before I get back to Troy, I want to mention some of these other Amite kids that are seniors that will sign at some level when this is over with. Tyron Taylor has a good chance to sign as an athlete. Tyler Slade is a punter kicker, late bloomer. Could go somewhere in the end. Trevon Henderson, Javon Gayton. Dominique Lang started at Hammond High School. Saw him early on, big-time lineman. Dakota Cox was at Jules Sumner at one time, a big-time lineman. Jadarius Jackson is a good player, big, tall kid that's going to fill out. And Reuben Richardson, who plays OD line, sleeper player, 6 foot 270. All these guys, it's a special group. It's going to be tough. We're going to talk to them later, Sopsher and Devonta Lee. We're going to talk to them about Amite, talk about what they like about high school and college football later in the show. Good kids.
Yeah, I mean, you started rounding some names off right there. That's a lot of talent.
A lot of talent.
Coming from a coaching background, high school coach, when you have that much talent, you got to do a good. Your staff has to do a good coaching job of keeping those guys grounded. It sounds like they do that. Speaking
of talent, on the phone, one of the longest term coaches in the state at Jennings around Lake Charles, Russell Phelps. Russell, thanks for calling in. Need to having trouble hearing Coach. If y'all could turn Coach's. Hey, Coach, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
fine.
We had trouble hearing you at first, but thank you for calling in. I'm really honored that you could come on. We wanted to promote your team, and you had a pretty good running back a couple of years ago in Travis Etienne. You got to be proud of this kid right now.
Yeah, he's doing an absolutely great job. We're real proud of him. He's having a great career. We just hope he continues to stay healthy, and I think he's in the perfect offense at Clemson, and he was able to come in last weekend. He's very happy, and just hopes he's able to continue winning with his team.
Coach, what's the secret of having one of the longest tenures at one school in the state?
I think one of the things is I look around and to me you find a place that you want to be at. I look at some of the guys, Jimmy Shaver at Barb, Max Calderera at Westlake. I look at these guys that were able to sustain programs. I think it's one of it is sustaining the program, and pretty much having your core values of your program, and you stick with them. And whether that's you running the football, you throwing the football, every year is different. It's a new year, and you can't compare teams because that's basically impossible. But I think it starts at the junior high level and goes through the 9th grade. As long as you got kids that are excited about playing football, that want to play football, and it still means a lot to them, then I think that's one of the things that you can continue a tenure at.
Coach, your last 2 years have been really special. Y'all had a great run in 18. I mean, y'all went to West Feliciana, came so close to going to the Dome. I mean, look, that's a special season for your guys, and this year you got your quarterback back, you've got some good running backs back, and talk about this year's team. I mean, I know y'all could possibly have another special year at the end if things go right.
Well, we're right now. We don't use this as an excuse or nothing, but through week 2 was not very kind to us with injuries. We've had 3 fractured fibulas. We've had a broken ankle. All these guys were starters for us that have played a lot of football over the course of the last 2 years. And then your backups, you put them in, and some of them may not be quite ready. But proud of our kids. Our kids are still playing extremely hard. We dropped the first 2 games, and then we won 3 in a row, and then we've lost two tough games right here at the end. At the game, I think one of them was 11 seconds, and then one of the things that's really been constant to us, consistent probably for us all year, is our special teams. And we missed a few tackles late in the game against Westlake. Give them credit for their return guy breaking some tackles and went to the house with it. So but that's things. Every football team has some adversity. We have to keep working through it. Hopefully, we're going to get some of our guys back. Towards the end of this year,
Coach,
and then anything can happen.
We got about a minute left, but we've got one of our radio personalities, guest Troy LeBoeuf, has a question for you.
Hey, Coach, how
Yes,
are
sir.
you?
Good, doing great.
I know your buddy Will Jardine would want me to tell you hello, so I graduated with Will. Coach, I got about 30 seconds for you.
I'm sorry.
I know, he would say the same. District-wise, toughest teams that district-wise you guys are playing this year?
Well, I think any Friday night or Thursday night when you're playing, I mean, you can look at our district schedule right now. Lake Charles Prep is leading our district, and it's so balanced this year. I think our district was hit last year with a lot of seniors to graduation, a lot of really good football players. You look at the amount of kids that were signed off of these teams in the district, and I think everybody's just really, scrappy. There's not a whole lot of point differential in between, the games on Friday night. You may win. We've won 24-21. We've won 21-17. So I think there's not a whole lot of point differential. I just think there's a lot of great coaches, and there's a lot of football teams that play hard, and you have to be prepared to go.
Coach, congratulations on, like I said, your success the last few years and all the years you've been at Jennings, and I've had a chance to come to your school. I actually seen you on the sideline. I was scouting Shelvin and Etienne his junior year. You might remember when I was on the field. But
absolutely.
Thank you for being on the show. Good luck. Hope you get these guys healthy and y'all can make a run this year still.
Okay, thanks so much, Lee. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for having us.
Coach Phelps, one of the best coaches in the state. We're going to take a break. We're going to bring Troy back, and then we're going to have a short segment telling him bye, and then we're going to bring back 2 big-time recruits from Amite High School. We're going to introduce them. We're going to save the best for last. No offense, Troy.
No offense taken.
We'll be right back.
Honey, what's wrong with the disposer?
What disposer?
Clogged drain? Call Roto-Rooter, America's neighborhood drain expert.
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows.
Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shed?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call or visit State Farm agent David Wilcox in Gonzales today.
Handling a gator like this can be scary, and this is pretty risky too. But do you know what's really dangerous? Dealing with the insurance company after your car wreck. If you've been injured, get a fighter. That's why you need to call me. I'm not afraid to handle them, and I'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So if you've been hurt, hire a professional. Just call me. Get it done.
Get Gordon. Get it done.
Call 888-8888 or go to getgordon.com.
Our Recruit of the Week is sponsored by the Ryder Clinic. Be sure to call Dr. Kelly Ryder with sports injuries. Graduated from Penn State University. He's from Abbeville, Louisiana. His number's on there, 225-766-9788. A great doctor, loves football, and I'm glad to have him be a part of the show. Look, our Recruits of the Week are Jarius Monroe, one of my favorite linebackers that not a lot of people know about from East St. John. And Troy, he runs a legit 4.5 at 261. Check him out right here. Coming up to hit you. I mean, that's what it's about on a defensive player. You got to come up and lay the wood. And he's going to be
able
about
to play in space these days in colleges against all the spread offenses.
This is a Dave Aranda, Saban dream hybrid outside backer. You know, a guy that's going to be about 220 that can come up and make the plays. A Devin White. Look at him running this guy. I mean, this guy's returning the punt for 100 yards. So, big-time player, not getting in any D1 offers. He's 6'1", 200 pounds. He's going to be about 215. He's just got a knack for the ball. That's Jarius Monroe. He's a senior at East St. John. Big-time linebacker. And his teammate, Hoaxie Brown, one of the best tight ends in the state, 6'3", 235. Great hands. I saw this 2 years ago when he caught the ball. He can block, but he runs a 4.6. Here in the slot, look at him as a wideout, catch the ball. Real soft hands for a big guy. And I think in college, you know, a lot of these tight ends drop a lot of balls. And you're either great or you're not great. You're either great or you're average as a tight end in college. But this guy's got a chance to be a great tight end who can run, he can block, and he can get open and go downfield, you know, and that's what these colleges are looking for, these tight ends that can break 40-yard runs.
Absolutely. I mean, to have a combination like that, to be able to block, because a lot of those guys, those tight ends that can catch the ball in high school are not physical enough to block, but you could see off the film right there, Hoaxie can block.
Because, you know, Troy in the 70s and 80s, growing up watching ball, you have tight ends that were just like linemen. They just blocked. And then when they caught a pass, it looked like you were throwing them a car to catch or something. They couldn't catch the ball.
Right.
It was a job just to catch it.
I think you got to be combination guys now.
Jimmy Graham changed everything.
He did. He did.
Kellen Winslow started it. And then Jimmy Graham took it to another level, and now everybody's got a great tight end in the NFL. Any final thoughts, Troy?
No, I mean, we head into week 8 of the season. It's going so fast. I'm looking forward to obviously finishing out the regular season. District championships still do matter, contrary to belief what some people say. Kids want to win and coaches want to win district championships, but the playoffs are going to be fantastic. I mean, all the teams we talked about today, and we left some out. We just didn't have time to talk about all of them.
You know, Ouachita Christian's another team I left out in the low
Very good at Division IV.
Very good, and good luck to Ascension Catholic, by the way.
Yeah, we pull for all the guys. I cover Ascension Parish too, so I want to see all those teams do well.
Santa Ma's could make the playoffs in the end. You never know.
They're starting to play better, obviously.
Dutchtown.
Yep, Dutchtown, Donaldsonville, East Ascension, you name it.
Appreciate it, Troy. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Look, next up, we're going to have Amite. Amite's going to be taking over the show. We've got Devonta Lee and Sopsher, the D tackle, and Lee can play multiple positions. He's heard that before. But we're going to be right back.
Delta World Tire is 100% committed to making every part of your experience with us hassle-free and pleasant. Whether it's tires, brakes, oil change, or scheduled maintenance, Delta World Tire's highest priority is serving you. If you're traveling this season, Delta World Tire is here to help you make sure your vehicle is road ready. If the tire needs replacing, the oil needs changing, or any other scheduled maintenance, Delta World Tire wants to make sure you get there.
We're Delta World Tire.
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows.
Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Relief Windows.
Honey, what's wrong with the disposer?
What disposer?
Clogged drain? Call Roto-Rooter, America's neighborhood drain expert.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. For decades, it's tormented the people of this town. They try to fill it, but it always returns. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you, too.
You ain't nothing!
Are you trash talking a pothole?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call or visit State Farm agent Bill Barkus in Baton Rouge today.
Handling a gator like this can be scary, and this is pretty risky too. But do you know what's really dangerous? Dealing with the insurance company after your car wreck. If you've been injured, get a fighter. That's why you need to call me. I'm not afraid to handle them, and I'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So if you've been hurt, hire a professional. Just call me. Get it done.
Get Gordon. Get it done.
Call 888-8888 or go to getgordon.com.
Welcome back. Lee Brecheen, Louisiana Football TV magazine. To introduce these two kids, I would need a book in about 3 days on their talent because they've been playing forever. These are two kids that started as freshmen. I saw their freshman game. I saw the McDonough 35 game at Amite early on. I think, Sopsher, you were a sophomore then, I think, when they came to.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Devonta, you were a sophomore, yeah. And y'all had all kind of talent, and the senior receiver who's at Alabama, I went there to watch him, and I left going, who's Devonta Lee? And I knew about big guy here. And then there was all this other talent. And, you know, Amite, over the 30 years I've followed Amite's always had a lot of talent, a lot of skill talent, but not a lot of big guys. What's going on with all the big guys coming out, Devonta?
I mean, hey, we just
used to be a skill team like
Right.
back in the day.
we just stay in that weight room hard and just, you know what I'm saying, just live good. You know, coach, you got to stay strong. You know, you got to be physical as you be on the field. You be on the field.
And you're one of the big receivers in the state. Tell everybody you're 6'2", 215, 220?
Yes, sir.
And you're a wideout. That's incredible. Most wideouts in high school about 5'9", Sopsher about 170, most of them.
Right.
And the tall ones are like 180 maybe, his size usually. And then the big D tackles, man. Your brother Rodney came out 2 years ago.
Right.
And you were playing with Rodney on the D line, I remember.
Yes, sir.
And now you're on another big D line leading it again. How's it feel to start 4 years on a varsity team?
You know, it's a very phenomenal feeling. You know, just coming into high school, you know, my brother was telling me, you know, what I have to do, you know, the ins and outs, you know, just to be great. You know, it's just a wonderful feeling, you know, just leading a great Amite football team.
You know, since Coach Powell's come on the scene, y'all been in contention. I know last year y'all had a heartbroken loss to St. Helena. I know y'all'd love to play them again.
Oh, yes, sir.
And get back to the Dome. And it's been so close the last 2 years. So what's the goals to finish this year out, Devonta? What's the goals to?
First, our goal is, you know what I'm saying, we got to, you know, we already got these 5 P's: proper preparation, poor defense, performance. So, you know, first it's going to take us to get dirty Monday through Thursday to go get that state championship. That's the first thing. And we got to make sure, we got to hold everybody accountable. You know what I'm saying? We're going to need everybody. Ain't no team, and I no team need everybody. So
man, you a leader, man. You recruiting me to go play.
Got to make sure everybody good in their grades and stuff academically. Then the rest gonna take care of itself.
What's it like, Sopsher, to see this guy on the other side of the ball in practice? Do you try and can he catch you, Devonta? Can Sopsher catch you?
He can run though from his side. He can run.
Fast for me, but you know, just you know, seeing Devonta at practice, you know, he takes pride in his craft. You know, he goes out there. Works hard every day. He even shows the younger guys on on what to do and what not to do, and you know he's just a great football player.
You know, Amite's got all this speed and skill talent, and I've got to think, Sopsher, that's kind of helped your game as a lineman, right?
Yes, sir.
Because you're not going to see better skill talent right on the season.
Right.
Would you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with you.
Does that make you better with your outside tackling? Because you know. Right. This kid's over 300 pounds, 6'3", 6'4", ranked, #1 D tackle in the country. Devonta's one of the top receivers in the country. But your ability to get outside is what makes you different.
Yes,
because most guys 240 can't close on the sideline.
Right.
So in practice, chasing what? Y'all got 5 guys that probably run 4.4.
Right.
Got Cam Henderson. We got Kyle that can run. We got some little young guys that can run.
Yeah. So I mean, y'all have to.
Speed.
You play the McDonough 35s of the world, the Edna Cars, y'all are not, in shock on speed, right?
Oh, no, sir. Yeah. You know, we, very used to it, seeing it at practice.
Right. We got some highlights that we want to get ready. We've got highlights on Sopsher and also Devonta Lee, and we want to go ahead and start with Devonta Lee, the receiver. And here's some highlights. Man, this is back when you were in
yeah, my sophomore year.
Sophomore year. Good catch, and you looked like you were 200 pounds then.
Yes, sir.
Here's another play coming up on the goal line. These are the hard ones in college. I mean, you making that tight inside catch, that's tough.
Yeah.
Is that LaRondre?
Yes, sir.
And here we go, again, fade right in the corner, man. Who's your idol receiver-wise? Do you have somebody you like?
Julio Jones on the offense side, and the defense side, Landon Collins.
Landon Collins, okay. And here you go again, man. You love this fade out to the shoulder.
Oh, yes,
you like that. And then we've got another one. I mean, you're money inside the 15.
Oh, yes, sir.
Another great catch. We're going to go ahead and go to Sopsher. We're going to get his film up, and the big guy here has got a lot of tackles behind the line, and it doesn't take long for you to come off the ball. You're number 92. I mean, when you're not getting a sack, you're still getting a sack. I mean, you're creating havoc for the whole team, and you know, I counted watching film on you. You've got maybe 40 sacks with probably 200 career call sacks.
Yes, sir.
Your quickness, again, people watching you come off the ball, where you can play
Right.
DN in college.
Yes, sir, I can.
Not just nose guard or D
Right.
tackle, right?
Yeah, I can play, all up
three
and down the line.
techniques.
Yes, sir.
And here's another play. Again, y'all play some good teams, and you go against some big O-lines in high school.
Right.
Looks like Bogalusa here.
Punch Tula.
Oh, good hit on that. I mean, right at the point of attack.
Yes, sir.
We're going to go ahead and go back to our guys, and you got to be getting tired of recruiting, right, Devonta?
I mean, you get
The phone
hectic
calls?
sometimes, right? You got to deal with it. You know.
The
what I'm saying?
emails. Are you
Yeah,
ready
like-
for it to kind of slow down as far as people calling you and
Yes, sir.
texting or Twittering and all that stuff?
Yes, sir.
Tell everybody 3 teams that you like. I mean, you don't have to tell me the team, but 3 teams.
I like Ole Miss. I like LSU. I like Georgia.
Kind of all even, basically. And your boy here, I mean, he's got, everybody in the world wanting him, but do you have it down to 3 or 2, or you still got it a little bit bigger?
Right now, like I think about 2 months ago, I made a top 7. So I got a couple teams now like LSU, Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas. Who else?
Texas A&M.
Yeah, Texas A&M, and Oregon. That's all.
In Oregon? That's a
all.
long ways.
Right.
People love those jerseys, though.
Yeah.
Anything about, for the fans watching, I know there are a lot of LSU fans watch, some Alabama fans, but
Okay.
you got a lot of LSU people at the school always talking to you?
I talk to all the coaches, about 5 days of the week, and then, sometimes I, go head to the games, and watch the games, but, they come, out to the schools, when they can, and, they come see me and Devonta, and, just, talk to us, and just ask us how things been going.
Well, guys, good luck to you for the rest of the year. I know it's going to be some tough games coming up.
Right.
Let's get through the semis and get to the Dome, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good
That's
luck
what
to
it's
y'all.
about.
We're going to take a picture when the show's over. Good luck.
Okay.
We'll see you all week long.
Thank you.